Hey everyone, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out this video. Starting a series on my YouTube channel where basically it's just going to be some goddess conversation going on. Just my thoughts and ideas, things that I have learned over the years in this beautiful, amazing, wild world that I've been living in, and I just want to share. So before we get started, subscribe. If you feel that this video is helpful, please share it with someone. I would greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, 10 signs that he's crazy, and you either need to proceed with caution or run for your life. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I have been in some situations in relationships with guys that, simply put, they were crazy. And I know that crazy, using that word for people, can be offensive, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but for me, if my life is in danger and it's due to another person and it's because of some things that they are doing, then I am just going to call them crazy. Because when I think about crazy and the definition of crazy, crazy is someone that's just not in their right mind and they don't care about another person's well-being or their safety. And for these crazy guys, even though I'm not a psychologist, there are just things that these type of guys do in certain patterns and behaviors that they present early on in dating. And I feel like it needs to be discussed because it can really prevent a lot of us from getting into these relationships with these crazy guys. Okay, so without further ado, 10 signs that he's crazy. I'm going to be looking over here at my notes, so do not mind me. Okay, first sign that he's crazy: moves too soon, too fast. Now, I don't mean to get all astrological here on you, but I'm a Scorpio, and I'm a very intense person. The intensity is part of my sign and my nature. So a lot of times it's hard for me to be dating someone when things are kind of boring. Like, I like things fast, I like things fun, I like a lot of passion. I like the intensity, but that has had that come to Jesus moment a few times, because I have been into some situations where things were just moving too soon, too fast. And it wasn't that I initiated things moving too soon or too fast. It was more so that I went along with it, and I didn't have a heart-to-heart moment with myself or even listen to my intuition, like, wait a minute. Normal people don't move this fast. Normal guys don't pursue you in this way. But I was so wrapped up and caught in the moment where it didn't bother me until it bothered me. Until it was like, okay, wait, now you're stepping over my boundaries. Now you're forcing me to do things that I don't want to do or that I don't feel comfortable doing. And so for me, moving forward, it was like, okay, somebody moving too soon, too fast, across the board, that's a red flag. And I have noticed that in all the situations that I've been in with guys that have turned out to be crazy or unhealthy for me, they all move too soon, too fast. And this plays out with the, talking about the future with you, planning the future with you. I have never let these type of people be around my daughter soon, but they mention it. So it's like, it's a goal of theirs where they might have kids, and so they want our kids to get together and just different things like that, trying to make me feel safe in a family-oriented way. I feel like a lot of guys that are predators that don't really have the best intentions overall, they know that we as women, especially those of us that have children, that's something that we desire, is a family. So they'll use that card against you, especially when they are just not right and it's too soon. The first couple of months, you guys really shouldn't be talking about moving in together and having babies and just things that really take time, really take a process for you to get to know that person. Moving too soon, moving too fast, that's a red flag and something that you should highly consider as a reason to not really take this person too seriously. Second sign, all his exes are crazy and he did not contribute to their crazy behavior. They just all were crazy, and he just doesn't understand what happened. They all were crazy and they all were bad and cheaters and liars and stole his money. Like, come on, every single ex. Like, you don't have any exes that you're friends with, or not even that he has to be friends with them, but an ex that is not just a ghost. Like, for me, I was in a relationship with a narcissist, and all his partners were like dead. Not literally, but figuratively. Like, they didn't exist. And I'm just like, how are you with this person for 4 years and she blocked you on every single social media? Like, something is off here. For me, it was just like weird. Like, all your exes are crazy, all your exes are abusive and toxic, and you didn't play a part in any of it. That is a cause for a raising the eyebrow. Like, that's an eyebrow raiser. For a guy to tell you that all his exes, but pretty much every story that you hear, he's always this poor pitiful puppy in a corner, and his exes were Maleficent, Medusa, a demon from hell, and he just doesn't understand what happens. No. Every adult goes through things. Every adult should be at a point where they can take responsibility for something, where, they weren't perfect, they did this, they can admit to their wrongs. But a person that wants you to believe that they are this pitiful person that just wants to be loved, and all their relationships just went to hell and they have no idea, stop the games. That is somebody that you really want to pay close attention to, because this is one of the signs where people that I have dated that have turned out to be very, very unhealthy, they always had a slew of crazy exes and they never played a part in it. The third sign, the music he listens to. Okay, so I love all types of music. I'm not going to sit here and act like the music that I listen to are always singing and rapping about, birds and butterflies. No, like, I like to turn up. I like to have a variety of different music that I play. But when it comes to the overall music that I play and how often I listen to it and when I listen to it, all of those are factors. So I might listen to a song by Megan Thee Stallion. But for the most part, her music influences you to what she raps about is about fast money, using guys, selfish acts, selfish behavior, just all about me. That's not the type of person that I am pursuing to be. That's not that's not my goal of where I want to be mentally and emotionally as a woman of God. So I don't always listen to that music. On the flip side, if there's a person that you're talking to and all he listens to is trash day in and day out, music that demeans women, music that objectifies women, music that don't support relationships, music that it's just nothing but garbage that he listens to, that's a sign that you do not want to overlook. People think that music is like that's a petty thing to consider. It is not, because if your partner is listening to music that constantly refers to women as bitches or constantly refers to women as something to just sleep with and that's it, then that's cultivating his mind. That's putting him in a certain space. And if a guy that you really want to be with is always in that, is ever in that space of being that mind frame where women are not valued, women are not goddesses, women are not respected, then that's going to play out in your relationships. And, if he's listening to this crazy ratchet music all day, he is going to show that behavior down the line. The fourth sign, how he feels about God or anything spiritual. Now, your religion is up to you. His religion is up to him, however he feels. But what I mean by this is, if he completely disregards that there's a higher power, if he completely disconnects himself from that, then that is a sign. Because people that are healthy, people that are mentally stable up here, they believe that there is something greater than themselves. They have this, ideally, we want partners. Being a goddess, we want partners that connect to God, period. Like, it does not mean that they are Christian. I'm not sure, like, whatever you decide to do, that's your business. But as a goddess, as a divine woman, you want a partner that has that spirituality, that connects on a spiritual level, not just with you, but with himself and with a higher power. So he completely disregards that. He believes that it's weird. He believes that it's strange. He doesn't bother putting forth the effort into maintaining a spiritual practice. Then guess what? He is more prone to anything. He is more prone to negative energy. He is more prone to negative spirits. He is more prone to lowering your vibration, to making you feel all types of negative feelings that you don't want to feel. Feelings of insecurity, feelings of low self-worth. So if you're with a guy or someone that you're thinking about dating, and he expresses, or he doesn't even have to say it, you could just tell by his daily routine, he doesn't have a spiritual practice, you really want to run. Like, that's a sign where you don't even want to proceed with caution. A lot of times we think that we can change people and inspire guys and partners to get into that spirituality, but they have to want that for themselves. You cannot force or provoke or inspire them long term to do that. That is something that he will have to choose on his own, and that's if he has a desire to. The fifth sign, controlling. These guys that are controlling, sweetie, they don't want you to have friends. They barely want you to have a job. They don't want you to have goals, hobbies, pretty much anything that's outside of the relationship or outside of them, or takes away time and effort and energy from them, is a problem. So, they're surprised when you say, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna go hang out with Tiffany tonight. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to the gym in the morning. I have to go to sleep early. Like, anything that takes you away from them, they want to control it. They don't like it. Controlling. The sixth sign is critiquing you. I had a guy where we were on a date, and now, mind you, this was our first date. So we had gotten past the point of talking on the phone and him introducing himself to me and, showing an interest in me. So by the time we got to a date, it was like, you already know what I look like. You kind of have an idea of how I dress, yada, yada, yada. Well, one of the first things that he said to me was that you wear too much makeup. And I'm looking at him like, that's not a compliment. Like, and why would you, like, okay, and I wear too much makeup, okay? Like, it was such a water, it was a statement that for me was lifeless. Like, it just meant, for me, it meant nothing. But then when I thought about it, I was just like, he's already trying to critique me and mold me with something that's just not his business. Like, for a person to come to you and they're dating you and they have already shown an interest in you, and then they start telling you what you wear too much of, or what you don't wear enough of, or how you should talk, or how you should speak. And wrong. That's not love. That's not healthy. Those are not healthy boundaries. that's a sign that, you know, he or she doesn't mentally have it all the way does not have it all the way together up there. A healthy person, for a healthy person that has your best interest, the first thing that they say to you is not going to be a statement of critique. It's not going to be a statement of judgment. It's not going to be the energy that they give off. It's not going to be like you are part of a casting call. Your dates should not feel like you're going on trial or that you're in an interrogation room. That's not it. The seventh thing is jealous. Okay. So jealousy can play out in a lot of different ways. You know, jealousy is one of those, jealousy is not always out in your face, I'm jealous of you. Jealousy can be hidden. Jealousy can be the energy that a person gives off. Like, for example, you're super excited about a new project or this new something that you got, and you know, they're just kind of like, oh, okay. They treat it as it's not a big deal, but it's clearly a big deal to you. That's a sign that they're jealous. It might not be like, oh, I want what she has, or I want that project, or I want, you know, that accomplishment. But to not be excited or supportive or encouraging of anything that they do or have going on is a cue that they might be jealous. And a lot of these guys that don't have it all together mentally, they are always jealous. They're jealous in some shape or form, whether it is, you know, that you have hobbies, that you have goals, or that you have friends, or that you're super beautiful and that people are just drawn to you, or that you're happy and you're positive, or even the fact that you know who you are and you're not going to allow them to just do and say whatever it is that they want, that you're not going to be this doormat or this emotional punching bag. That will make a crazy person jealous because they don't have that inner strength. They don't have that inner wisdom, that inner happiness. They are literally jealous of anything that poses to be greater than them. The eighth sign that he's crazy, calls all day and night will not give you space. Honey, you cannot breathe. He is always calling and texting. You get off the phone, we're on the phone with him for an hour. Now he's texting you, like it just never stops. And it's just like, wow, like you're like a Instagram notification that just won't be quiet. Like you just keep going on and you won't give me my space to breathe. That's a sign that he's definitely crazy, because any healthy, normal guy, first of all, healthy, normal people, they have things that they have to do, right? They have things that they have to get together. They're not just they don't have time. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how nice your voice sounds, they don't have time to call you all day and night and talk. Like, no, we have things that we have to do. So if he's calling all day and night and doesn't give you space, then run. Like, this is not a proceed with caution. You need to run, okay? The ninth thing, never apologizes or admits that he's wrong. I have been in situations with guys where they clearly did something wrong and that, like, I'm sorry or I apologize or I was wrong, that never comes out their mouth. It goes more so like, well, you should have did this or you shouldn't have did that, or yeah, okay, yeah, da, da, da. Like, it's never an apology. And so a guy that is mentally unstable, emotionally unfit, will not apologize. And now be careful, because you still do have guys that are mentally unstable and emotionally unfit, and they have gotten down the concept of apologizing, but it's not genuine. That's a whole nother topic. But we're talking about guys that blatantly, openly disrespects you, does not have a regard for your feelings, offends you, says slick comments, makes hurtful jokes, cancels at the last minute for dates, never plans, never calls, doesn't communicate effectively, ghosts you, does disappearing acts, does sneaky stuff on social media, all of these things. and they never apologize, let it go. That's not even a proceed with caution. Even if it's not your partner or your boyfriend, you don't even want to be friends with someone that disrespects you or does something that hurts your feelings and can't apologize for it. Like, that's a deal breaker. 10th sign, no social media profiles at all. Now, I know everybody isn't big on social media. I know it's kind of like a newer generation thing. And so, that's cool. Maybe he doesn't have a Facebook or an Instagram. But I mean, does he have a LinkedIn? Does he have any type of social media reference? Like, for people that don't have nothing online, they're usually up to something. I'm not sure what, but people that don't have no social media at all, like their email, their YouTube email, like they just have nothing. It's a sign that he doesn't want to be followed. He doesn't want to be tracked. And I have dated 2 people that did not have any social media, like no Facebook, LinkedIn, no YouTube. One of the guys, he had an Instagram, but it didn't have any pictures up. So it was bad. It was bad. And then when I look back on it all, I'm like, yeah, I knew you were crazy because you didn't have no social media. But social media, like something, he should have at least one handle, one thing that references or shows something. So when he doesn't have any of that, I'm not saying that that's a deal breaker, but that is something that you should not overlook. So I am going to list these 10 signs in the description bar so you can screenshot them, save them, memorize them, go over them one more time so that you can, kind of remember these signs to look out for. Thank you, ladies, so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe and have an amazing day.